So
Great.
talk about just being part of, I mean, this story that we haven't ever heard about before, and this iconic character, and how important it was for your story to be connected with hers to tell this.
What I was most interested in being a part of, which Patty was very specific about and clear about from the beginning, was using this genre, which is usually told from the male perspective, which is always in this kind of eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, biblical kind of, let's smite the bad guy, and to flip it on its head and to use this superhero who's really truly about hope and compassion and love. And what would that look like? And I was so intrigued by that idea, and I thought, my God, we have the biggest canvas to paint these stories with the most audience in the world, and to put that message out there that seemed like awesome. That was punk rock to me, I play a real cynical realist who has faced the first mechanized war in World War I, seen the awful human cost and psychological toll that war can have on men and women. And I have to teach this woman who's this beautiful idealist and hopeful, wonderful, curious person, what that's like and how to reconcile that. And she teaches me a lot about hopefulness, because I think I probably hit a point when she first meets me where I don't find much hope for mankind. So that's really kind of the interpersonal story happening there.
Talk about some of these scenes. They're incredible, and the fight scenes and everything that you guys have to go through. How did you prepare? I mean, you've done some big movies in the past, obviously, but did you have to prep for this a little more?
No, I mean, you work out to stay in shape and make sure that you can, because it's cold and I'm wearing a lot of clothes. Just seriously, the mobility of it, just to lift a gun, and it was very hard. Not nearly as hard as what Gal had to do. She had to train and get in insane shape and not wear a lot of clothing during the middle of winter outside and horseback. She had to do a lot of training for it, which I thankfully didn't have to do. I'm usually, and this reflects it, I like characters that are trained more in the barroom fighting school of hard knocks, which is like you just learn it as you go instead of what she had to do, which is essentially ballet. You have to learn a completely new way of moving your body, and she did it beautifully, as you saw.
And then just working with her, obviously you guys are in almost every scene practically throughout the movie. So just what does she bring specifically as this Wonder Woman?
She brings a rare combination of great beauty, which can be she's so striking that I think with a different demeanor and personality, it could be a little off-putting, but she matches this extraordinary beauty with this extraordinary inner beauty, which is soft and vulnerable and curious and sweet. She brings a very almost childlike wonder and positivity. I truly mean that, and that really that's precisely who this woman is, precisely who Wonder Woman is in our films. So she is a perfect match for it.
And you brought the funny. You just brought the funny.
That's my only job. My job was to fall in love and crack some jokes,